I think that we are live. Yeah, we are live. We are with Rachel Freak in this version, in this live of the Blendcast in English. The first episode of this Blendcast with my good artist here from Dallas, Texas, Rachel Freak. How are you, Rachel? Thanks for being here.
Doing good. Yeah. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Just ending my working day. I'm really thankful for you to be here. Let me check if everything is going fine. Someone in the chat can let me know if everything is hearing fine. She's okay. Everything is okay. Let me know. And for those who are here, this was meant to be a blendcast in English for all my audience in that speaks English and not speak Spanish. You were asking for this, so here this like the English version, and I couldn't thought of a better artist to start with than Rachel. I really admire your work, so thanks for being here. Um, yeah, todo okay, dicen. Todo okay. They say todo okay. I will try also to translate some questions from the Spanish community. I think that that's great. So I will try to be also like a bridge between those who can't speak in Spanish or can't speak in English and want to know something about you, so I can like be the bridge between the languages. Okay.
That sounds good.
Great. So to start, I would like to know. I would like to ask you how you started in 3D and how you got to Blender. There was some transition. You started with another software, or how was that thing for you?
I started using Blender as my first 3D computer graphics software. I started learning it when I was 16. Yeah.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very little. 16. And it was Blender, like your first software. It was Blender. How did you get to Blender? I mean, just googling and that was it.
No. I always wanted to be like a concept artist when I was a kid. And yeah, and I don't know. It was a strange thing. Like the way that I got into Blender, it's kind of a little bit confusing to some people because I wasn't interested in all at all in learning like 3D computer graphics. I kind of just got like roped in almost. Yeah.
And what when you say like concept artist is like you like to draw, you like to draw
Hmm.
into the like in the real life, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm assuming that you are happy now with the grease pencil. Are you using the grease pencil at all, or you are just focusing on 3D now?
I'm pretty much just a 3D artist now. I barely draw anymore. It's yeah. I'll sketch out some like concepts for my artwork, but that's about it. Yeah, I'm pretty much just like completely transitioned over to
To
3D.
3D. Yeah, I
Hmm.
didn't see anything like any sketch from you in your artwork. So I'm considering that you are using it just for yourself, just to start like I don't know, sketching something to then finish in 3D. And what why Blender? Do you have like that answer? Why are you using Blender? Did you try anything else in the meantime, or no?
No. Yeah, when I first started, uh, yeah, I didn't know anything about 3D computer graphics or like different softwares or anything, because I started because of a friend of mine wanted to offer me a job doing 3D computer graphics work, and and it was a bit strange because he wanted me to do some like product designs
Mm-hmm.
in 3D. And I was like, I'm already like a 2D computer graphics artist with like Photoshop and drawing and all that.
Yep.
3D won't be that difficult to do, right?
The
Yeah.
surprise, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's 2D and then it's 3D, right?
Yeah, it's just one more D, right? Like,
Hmm. Yeah.
and how was that?
And
I mean, it was frightened when you open Blender. I mean, my God, all those buttons, all those clicks.
yeah.
Because
Yeah, I was
the interface of Blender is really scared when you open it for the first time. I mean,
mhm.
it's not it's
Yeah.
awful. Now it's better in the 2.8. I mean, I think that is more friendly, right? More. novice
Yeah,
friendly.
I think I started with 2.6 something or
Okay,
2.7. Yeah,
so
I'm not
it was
sure.
cycles already, right? I
Yeah,
mean, yeah,
it
okay.
was it was cycles already. Yeah.
Okay, well, that was a good luck for you because before it was internal and so I don't know. Okay, she has an Instagram or Behance to see her work. I will share the art station right now so you can
I
see. Yeah, and also she has an Instagram that I will share.
Oh, you have my Instagram? Yeah.
I think the art of Rachel.
Yeah, all my social media is tied together pretty much.
Nice. That is a good topic to discuss because I like to know how are you. I mean, how are you using the social networks to promote yourself, or if are you using those social networks at all to get works, or how do you get work? But we can check that later. So this is, I don't know if you are seeing this in the stream. I assume you are. So this is Rachel work. I mean, you can see. I really love the work you are doing lately. I mean, I like all the work you did, but lately you are doing some robot work that I really love and enjoy. The hard surfaces, I mean, are something that is like is hard for me to tackle. I'm doing it now, and I'm enjoying to create some bevels and some really nice edges. And when you get to that, I mean, I really enjoy that. So, for example, I would like to know why and how did you get that jump from, I don't know, from this ghost or from this dragon and fauns that you have here, this juice, to the robots. I mean, suddenly you are all into robots and mechas and hard ups. What's about that and why?
I've always been into robots. When I was back when I was drawing like a ton, I had sketchbooks full of just like robot doodles, and then I was always interested in robots. They're just cool.
Yeah, yeah, they are so cool. There is
And
something about the shape and the reflection that is really like my attention is really drawn there in the frame. And then
mhm.
I see you added like a bit of a scene. This one, I mean, I really love this, like the mist
Yeah.
pass and everything. So yeah, you can check her work all over the social networks. This is great because you are integrating a character, and I can see here a lot. This is marvelous. I think, and I assume it is. Or how do you did this cloth in the ship in the
Uh, for
intruder?
that cloth, yeah. For that cloth, I actually used like an asset pack that I bought online for
Oh,
like
okay.
the cloth pack. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that I saw that cloth pad in our station, right? It could be that. I think that I saw. I don't know if I can search cloth pack.
I can bring it up on my Gumroad. I
Okay.
bought it on Gumroad. Yeah. See.
It's not cloth, ships. Yes, I think it is this one. I don't know.
No, it's not that one.
Let me go F11. You can send me through the Discord. I can check it. Okay, the people are saying, yeah, really cool work, Rachel. Congrats. Wow, great. I have a question for her. For textures, she uses Substance or Blender? Mary, Armor Paint, maybe? A lot of questions. What about texture? Do you use, I mean, Substance, or are you doing things in Blender with nodes?
Yeah, I do a lot of my texturing just in Blender. I know a little bit of Substance, but I've never actually used it for a project yet, which I probably should. But I'm just so used to like texturing in Blender. I do like all my texturing in Blender.
Okay, so all the things we see here, yeah, yeah, that's right. I don't know how to open how to open the message. Here, show chat. Yes,
Hmm.
here. I can copy. Yeah, and we can go back to full screen. Yeah. So the robots and all the things, are you using like, oh yeah, okay. Soft
Hmm.
kit bash sheet. Okay. Yeah. This looks awesome. And
Hmm.
it
It
was
is.
easy to use. I mean, because this is not made for Blender. This is our, I don't know, ZBrush stuff, OBJs. It was
Yeah,
done for Max.
I just use the OBJs. Yeah.
Okay, so I assume that it was easy to make the transition.
Hmm.
Great. So, for example, for this work that you are showing, well, I'm showing, not this one, the one before. You are using the pointiness, you are using all the magic from Blender to texture it. There is no substance
Yes.
here, okay. So a lot of procedural masks, the rust. And do you know the Stencil Kit Pro? It's not a thing anymore. I mean, in the Blender market, I couldn't find it, but there was a thing called Stencil Kit Pro that you can like mask everything with that group of nodes. I don't know if you know
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that. Might
Yeah.
not have made it over to the 2.8 transition.
I can share really quickly. It's a great. I mean, I'm trying to like. It's something that I have for a long time now. I don't know when I bought it, but there is nothing like that nowadays. So let me see if I can find it real quickly. So many folders. Yeah, I think it's blends, and there's still stencil. Oh no, I don't know. What is Blender? Works. Oh, here. Still, yeah, models, node groups, nodes. So these are the nodes are really awesome because you can like it's something like substance, but actually the nodes are made for for a 2.7 version, so you will find a lot of diffuses, a lot of glossy shaders, so it's not really for 2.8, so this mask, but I will share with you. This is really great. Let me show you really quickly. Yep. Let me see. It's not working with Eevee, and I mean, I'm sure I will have to remap the texture. So sample materials, samples, maybe here. Yeah, let me check. Yeah, so you can see how the masks are working. This is a snow, like some kind of snow
Mm.
thing that you can like handle with the normal.
Oh,
Yeah, this
very
is
cool.
really cool. And then you have a lot of stuff. This is some dirt in the bottom. This is like copper with some stuff. But the actual thing is that you have this cavity dirt. This in substance is known as crevices. I don't know the name. I don't remember the name of the actual map for that. But it's really awesome because you can have this pointiness that you have now in 2.8, but I found it working a lot better than now, right? So I will try to share with you. Yeah, you can
Well,
see.
Blender 2.8 has that new AO node, and I
Oh
use that a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
it's true. Yeah, the
Hmm.
AO node is really great. Also, this is some leather. Yeah, I think that I'm trying to like I don't know I can't like track the people or the guy who did this. So if you are checking this video, please let me know uh, so I can contact you because I will really interest in my interest is to like remap these entire maps and with a good use of the principal shader that could really save this tool for the future. So the AO map, yes, I really love that. Is this one? I don't know if you are using also the bevel node. That is really great for these purposes as well. I found it. This is, I don't know if I will be able to use this. How do you use this AO, ambient occlusion node? Something
Oh, yeah, it's just like that.
just like this. Okay, and I found out that the shader, the bevel, is here as well. Yeah, if you have the bevel shader and you use some vector math and use a texture coordinate, use the normal, and you subtract the normal from the bevel, you will have the actual bevel map also. And that's you can use that as a pointiness as well, so it's great. So it's great to know that you are using just Blender for this kind of texture. Okay, so I have a question for you. When did you feel that? When do you feel that you gave a quality jump in which you began to like your own work? Because I know that you have a lot more work that you show. So I would like to know when, like, did you think, okay, this is a really jump forward in my quality. I start to like in my own job, my own projects. Did you have that feeling already, or are you waiting for it, like myself, that I'm waiting for that?
Uh, I I don't know. Maybe it's just like an artist thing, but like I still don't think most of my stuff is that good. Like I put it up on ArtStation, but I'm like not really expecting much when I put it on ArtStation
Mm-hmm.
because it's like ArtStation's already so flooded with like amazing artwork. Like I don't even know how my stuff is gonna be seen. But yeah, I don't know. I just try and think about, I try and think about like if this artwork really shows like my new skills, if I've improved and stuff. Because I like to keep my art station a little bit more updated.
So
Because I've done.
do you think that the last project, the last robot you upload, it shows what you learned the last? That yellow. How can you? What can you say about that last job that you have? So
Well, that's not my last one. I just put that in ArtStation. You can choose which artworks are
okay.
like put first,
Yep.
and I don't know. I just really like this one. It was based off of a concept art, and I think it turned out like pretty well. The topology is really good and nice, and those shapes were incredibly hard to make. Some of them,
Yeah, I
like
can
the
tell.
legs, like the legs. I used like five different lattices stacked on top of each other to make the legs, and yeah, I don't know. I think that this one really showcases the quality of work that I'm sort of capable of making.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It really looks awesome. You always put like the sketch that you are based from, and it's really, it really makes John justice from that sketch. It's really great. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I hope so.
yeah, I can tell. So from the art station, I have another question that maybe is related to that, and is what do you think about feedback? Do you consider that as a double-edged sword? Like it's it's hard for you. It's you don't care about feedback. How do you treat as an artist that particular subject?
I don't think I don't think I get very much feedback from my artwork.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I probably should, but I don't go out and ask people like to critique my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of put it out there. And so I don't get a lot of critiques on my stuff as probably as much as I should be. But I don't know. I'm always trying to push myself to get better and better with each artwork. And so I already know that there's a ton wrong with like when I finish an artwork, I already know there's so many mistakes in it. And I'm like, with my next one, there's gonna be less mistakes. So I try and diagnose my artworks like after they're made and see what I did wrong and see what I did right and try and get better. Cause I don't know, I've never thought that my artworks, like my past artworks on my ArtStation, were like it's kind of hard to explain, but I wouldn't revisit them to like improve them because I feel like I learn a bit more from like making new stuff.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And you will give that advice for other artists, or do you think that is something that works for you, not to revisit old projects to improve them?
That's just something that I do. I don't know if I would suggest other artists do that. Just do what you do and learn and get better.
Yeah,
In
yeah,
any
yeah,
way that helps. But I just found that helps me, and it also like helps push me forward and like continuously make stuff.
yeah. And do you have some struggles with like finishing a project? Because in my side, what I have to like stop and moving forward because I can work on the same project. I mean, all the year, in just one project. I'm refining, and there is some point that I have to say, okay, done. I'm done with this, and with move forward with another project or whatever. Do you have the same feeling with your projects?
No, no, I don't think so. Uh, Wait, what was the question again?
Yeah, I mean, if you are like calling yourself to finish a project because you can work on that project, I mean, you can keep working during, I don't know, 3 months on the same project. I mean, I can do it. I can work on the same project through 2, 3, 4 months, and I have to order myself to stop working on that project and move forward to the next project. you know?
Wow. Yeah, yeah, it's like the complete opposite for me. If I work too long on a project, I just never finish it. And I get super anxious at the end of a project,
Yeah.
especially like if I've worked on something for a long time, I have this like expectation that it needs to be like perfect and stuff. So like that's why I try and limit the amount of time I spend on artwork, like making a single artwork. And cause like if I spent like 3 months on a project, it would be very hard for me to finish it, you know.
Yeah.
And at some point, like I just learned that like I need to finish something and I just need to put it out there, put it online, and just like that's the end,
That's the end.
you know. That's the end. I'm not gonna revisit it, I'm just gonna put it out there and work on my next thing. And so a lot of my artworks, especially a lot of the better ones, uh, I didn't spend that much time on. Like I think the longest artwork that I had was that Mecha Man,
Yep.
the yellow one, the
Mm-hmm.
one on the yellow background. I think I spent like a whole month on that,
Okay.
like or like 3 weeks or something. Yeah.
So if you have some comment that it says, or even you spot something that is wrong with that thing that you already upload and share, I don't know, are seeing something wrong with a leg or with an arm, and you see it after you post it online. Do you go to that project, fix that, and re-upload, or you are saying, okay, no, I don't care?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever done that. Yeah. Like as soon as I'm done with an artwork, if I post it somewhere, like unless I say it's a work in progress, and I just put it out there and I say this is a finished piece of artwork, then like it's finished. You know,
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm like even I don't know. Even if like you'll always see mistakes in your art.
yeah, of course.
You know, you'll always see. And if I were to fix every mistake, I would literally not like produce any art.
Yeah, that's what it
And,
happens to me. I mean, I can see everything. I mean, no, this wood is not real. I can see that that face is not good. I mean, those edges are not hardened enough, and you can keep doing that until you never post nothing. Okay, so
but
that's about a personal work. And what about the work? What about working with Blender? Are you working with Blender? I'm assuming yes, of course.
yeah.
And what you are doing nowadays? Can you? I don't need you to share nothing, but how are your days with Blender, and what is Blender in your workflow?
Yeah, I use Blender completely. I have a job doing product design for an online store. And so that's my main source of income, but I also do a lot of freelancing projects on the side just just to do some fun stuff. And I don't know, working is not as stressful as making artwork, you know.
I can see here in the question that if you are thinking of making some tutorial, maybe or a workflow or something like that, do you ever think about doing tutorials? Or I mean, I think that I saw a few in your channel, maybe or not. I don't remember. Yeah. And are you thinking on going expanding that side of your artwork, or not? Do you want to make tutorials?
Yeah, I already made one tutorial. It's on my Gumroad, which you can find through my Twitter, I think. I made
I
it
will add the
on.
Gumroad link in the description. So if anyone want to check, I will put the Gumroad there. Okay,
It's
so
a Yeah, it's a little box bot that I made in Blender, and I talk about my process and how I designed it and stuff.
yeah, I see it. I saw it. I think. Let me check. That was the one. No. Oh, I remember that I saw your work the first time. I was doing some beta testing for the CMB,
Oh
the
yeah.
Cycles Materials Vault. And
Mhm.
I remember you did something with some fishes flying around.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
a long time ago.
a long, long time ago.
Long time ago. Mhm.
Yeah, that was a
Maybe
great
not that long, but
2000. Um,
2016, I think.
yeah, or no, even
Yeah.
less. 14, maybe?
14?
Yeah, I don't
Was it
remember.
14? I don't think it was that long. Not that long ago.
No?
It was 2016, maybe.
Reinante Martinez. Yeah, a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how can I find you through in Twitter also, so the people in online can reach you? They are asking.
Oh, my Twitter?
Yeah.
My Twitter is R from Rachel.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like your Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great. Are from Rachel. I have it here. So in your Twitter you have the art station. I'm checking the gumroad. Yeah, this is the robot you did. I think that I saw it in I don't know 80 level. I think it's called, or
Mm-hmm.
in a
Yeah,
few.
I did. Yeah, I did an article for 80 level.
Yeah, I
That was
think.
pretty fun.
Yes. Ah, yes. Here is. Okay, it's pretty accessible. Or yeah, you can get this and then completely workflow from Rachel. It was a great. I think that I saw it in 80 level. So how was starting working? I mean, from what we are discussing now, I found that it was very natural from you to like start working in 3D and in Blender, because you started with Blender and you're like stick with Blender, and then I can assume that someone approached to you to offering you a work, and this friend that you mentioned before, and
Mm-hmm.
that was it, right? I mean, how was the first time you made some income with Blender? I will like to know that for the people hearing here that wants to know what's how's that step that you jump from the hobbyist, to the actual professional freelancer that you can become with Blender?
Uh, I don't know. I kind of got lucky, I suppose. Like, like, I, I don't know if I have any advice on that because I got my job through a friend, you know, and I didn't go to college for 3D.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go to college for art, and I've just been, working since I was like 16 or 17. 17, I've just been working, and so I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. Uh, I don't have very much advice on that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so guys, you have to be lucky to got a job or some friend. Do you think that networking is better than to have a better a big portfolio, or do you think that the portfolio is important in when you are looking for a job or for a client to reach you? What do you think that is most important from those two things?
I think it's a little bit of both
Both, yeah.
because once you have a portfolio, you just post it like on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and then you network, and then you like make friends with people,
Mm-hmm.
and then you talk with people and get on those forums, and uh, you know, and just like once you have like I think it's like hand in hand almost,
Yeah,
or it has
yeah.
been for me,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
they are connected. I mean, you can't have one without the other, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have some question from Rafael Comino. I don't know why I say the name as if I was from the US, but it's Rafael Comino. If I could ask you, which are your reference in 3D? Do you
My
have,
reference?
yeah, or who are the artists? Which are the artists that inspire you and you are look up to? Do you have?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of artists. Uh,
So shoot that I will start showing that in the screen. Tell me one,
oh,
the bigger one.
just like the most famous hard surface artists out there, I suppose. Vitaly Bulgarov, I think that's his name. Tor Frick, another great artist. I don't know, so many. I just
Vitaly
follow them all.
Bulgarov. Yeah, I'm showing
Mhm.
his job.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, I can see. I can see why. Do you like it? Yes. I'm
Mhm.
following him, so I'm not surprised
Yeah,
because
he's very
he's.
famous.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, yeah. 35K. So yeah. Oh, he
Mhm.
worked on Alita, I think, because I can see Alita there.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, 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 yeah. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff.
Mm.
So are your artists,
Yeah.
your reference are all from the hard surface, like part
Yeah.
of 3D, or do you like some? Do you go
No,
and check someone else with another
I
skill?
follow. I'm currently looking at like everyone I follow on ArtStation. I follow a lot of different people. Yeah, I follow character artists, environment artists, creature artists. I don't know. I love every aspect of 3D, and I love every artist. I love every sort of subcategory of 3D, I suppose. Yeah, I even love the motion graphics stuff, and this really stylized stuff. It's also cool. I don't know. My interests, like, I'm always just like finding new stuff in 3D, and I'm just like, I've got to read all about it and learn all about it. And even if it's not hard surface, I'm just like so interested in all of it. So,
Yeah, yeah. That I mean that can be the reason and why one can be good at what you love because okay, you love that and you have passion and you really go into it and you go deep on the subject. So it's I mean, I found that I find that in artists that are good and that I like also and I admire because I think that's if I can give an advice to someone is, if you like it, I mean, if you really really like it, you will reach a good level because you will get obsessed with being better, and you will go deep, and you will do the research and stuff. So yeah, yeah, I can relate to that. Another question is, who will you like to work with in the future?
Who
Who,
I like to work with?
yeah, who would you like to work with? I don't know. I can guess with another artist, maybe. I don't know. Do you have something like that? I mean,
Uh,
do you want to work with someone in particular?
I mean, work with? I would love to sit down with people and talk to them. Like, I don't know. I would love to just have a conversation with like those like artists that I love, like Jama Javeus and like Ash Thorpe and like Vitaly Bulgarov and like all those guys. Like I don't know if I don't know if I could work with them necessarily, but like yeah,
Go and have
I
a
would
coffee and
definitely.
talk about 3D and all
Hmm.
stuff. Here I have a last question. I will. I'm sorry for all you guys that are native in this language and you are seeing how I butcher the language. I'm sorry, but you know it's the way I speak. So the last question is that model for model hard surfaces, she uses sculpt or she uses booleans, polygons. I mean, or do you use an add-on like hard ops or decal machine? How's your
Hmm.
workflow?
Yeah, I use a lot of add-ons. Hmm. Yeah, I especially like hard ops and box cutter. Uh, yeah, I use them a lot in my workflow. It's kind of hard to not use them. I'm really kind of reliant on them, and so
What about
and
the topology? I have seen some topologies after those add-ons being used that are really awful. So how are you managing that part? Are you doing like a retopology over the entire mesh, or how do you manage the topology after the booleans?
uh, I don't know. I mean, the topology doesn't like bother me too much. I'm kind of more of like a concept artist, I
Mm-hmm.
suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can make good topology models, but for most of my portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
like I won't show the wireframes so I can hide a lot of that mess. Yeah. So I don't know. I like making sort of like the final image, the final like sort of look
Mm-hmm.
and of just like a still image. And so I've never really worried too much about topology.
But how do you texture the model, like in object coordinates, like a triplanar projection, or because I'm thinking that you can use a UV unwrap, but then when the boolean strikes, I mean, how do you manage that?
Oh wait, what was the question?
Yeah, I
Sorry.
mean, when you unwrap do you unwrap the model at all, or you work with object projection?
Yeah. Yeah, I do because I do a lot of procedural texturing.
Ah,
I
okay.
don't usually like unwrap stuff.
Ah, okay, okay.
Like for that Lost Droid artwork
Mm-hmm.
with the sort of rough like texture and all that
Mm-hmm.
and like the grunge and dirt, I didn't UV unwrap it.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay,
I'm
so
not super good at UV unwrapping.
no one is super good at UV unwrapping.
Yeah.
It's a dark subject. So talking
Hmm.
about the add-ons, right? Talking about the box cutter and the hard ups. What do you think about the add-ons? Uh, I know that there is underlying like issue with the add-ons because I know that some people is worried because I mean the add-ons creators are worried because of their add-ons being downloaded or shared, without paying to the source, to the add-on creator. Um, but
Yeah, piracy.
yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
called piracy, but as the add-ons are made by GPL code. I mean, it's not real piracy because the add-on can be shared. So I would like to know, where do you stand, if you have something to say about that or not. I mean, with the add-on sharing, do you think that I can share the add-ons that I purchase, or there is something underneath that, maybe morally? I don't know. Do you have something to say about that? That's a question that I ask a lot, you know. That's a question that people has something. Some people has something to say, because I know that there was an issue for this decal machine guy that created the decal machine. He was saying that, okay, the piracy, or the guys who are downloading my add-on are hurting, the industry of the add-ons creator. But the add-on is free to share because it's GPL. So I don't know. It's like it's like a dilemma, because if
I
someone,
didn't know it was free to share.
yeah, I mean, because you are doing the add-on with the Blender code, so you can share that add-on, and you can share freely, because it was made with the same type of code that Blender was made, so it's free to share. And a lot
Yeah.
of guys doesn't know that. And a lot of people doesn't know that you can freely share. So that's why I wanted to ask.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought like if you coded add-ons for Blender that they were just like yours. I never knew that. But yeah, I don't think I have a good stance on that. I think like those add-on creators, they like deserve like the income that they make from those add-ons,
Yeah,
because
totally.
especially with like Mesh Machine and Decal Machine and Hard Ops and Box Cutter,
Hmm.
they're like they're like a workflow. They're almost like complete workflow
Hmm.
like add-ons, you know?
Yeah, almost like a fork.
Yeah. It's almost, yeah, exactly. And it's just it's like they're like so good for like so many different things, and I don't know, like the people who code them are like geniuses. And yeah, I don't know. They deserve like all the income they can get from the add-ons. I really don't like the idea of people sharing those add-ons. Like I didn't know that that's a thing. But that doesn't seem right, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it may be like, I don't know, problematic to resolve in our heads, and how we live and see things. But I think that even Ton at some point answer or reply to his tweet, to the guy who created the Decal Machine tweet, saying that, yeah, I mean, it's a bad thing that you are not receiving or perceiving the income that you want, or you think that you deserve. But we can't do nothing because that's free to share. I mean, it's made with that type of code. But okay, I mean, I understand that it's some spike issue, so there is no way to pick one, or I mean, or to be from one side or the other side, because both.
So like if you develop an add-on for like a different software, then you can freely sell that, and if someone were to like share it, that would be illegal, or not, I guess not illegal, or just like really bad, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you are doing some plugin for 3D Max, I think you can't share that, because
You
you're
can't share.
no, you can't. But if you
Okay.
are doing something with the Blender code, even I have even questions about, what if you create models and you have like models like the asset manager, that you have some screws and some, I don't know, some little things added. So that's work. I mean, that's time from
Hmm.
the add-on creator, that he creates some stuff. Is that free also? And that's
The
like
add-on
a,
itself is time. The add-on itself is the developer's time.
yes, of course. The add-on itself is the developer time. Okay, so let's move
It's
on. I that's a
Yeah,
spiky.
please buy Mesh Machine and Hard Ops and Box Cutter. Support those guys. They're doing like awesome stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Support every add-on creator. I mean, even
Hmm.
if you are not I mean, that's what I like to say. If let's say if you are received the add-on from someone and you like it, then you can go and support, the guy. Okay, Patrick Moore is saying you will buy an add-on, but but we all like that Blender is free. How much Blender should cost? I mean, yeah, Blender is free. How much Blender should cost? I mean, I don't know if I understand the question, Patrick, but
You would buy an add-on, but we all like that Blender is free. How much should Blender cost? Oh, what?
I don't, I don't understand. But I mean, Blender. That's why Blender receives, I mean, all our support through the cloud and through the development fund. I mean, we all understand that there is a lot of time there uh, that the guys are spent doing the things that, I mean, we are working, we are perceiving our income with Blender, and we are not paying any license, but we are. I'm sure that you also. I mean, we are contributing to the community and at any point and had some way. But I think I found these kind of questions needed to be asked about the add-ons and about the code, the licenses, because I think that no everybody knows that, no everybody are aware that, okay, if I create an add-on, there is a chance that I maybe not perceive the money that I want to perceive. There is a lot of add-ons, like some add-ons from the celebrities that you can check that those guys are like YouTubers or celebrities. They are famous on the community, and they will always receive a lot of money, even if everyone can like download and share. For example, the grass essentials, the rock essentials, and the course, I don't know, the add-ons from Gleb. I don't know if he has some add-on, but those are guys that even if they share the same course in YouTube, like Andrew shared, and the I don't know how you say the thing, the metal thing. I don't know where the dwarfs made swords. I don't know how do you call it, the chunke. Let me search in my translator. Yeah, he did an anvil. Yeah, he did an anvil tutorial in YouTube for free, and then he sold that same tutorial, and he's received money as well for that. I mean, because there is a point where you will perceive an income, and not because you are a good artist, but because you are known and well known. That's what I think. So you can't expect, if you are creating an add-on, that you will receive that kind of income, because there is a chance that add-on will be shared and the people won't understand why they should be supporting the add-on creator. So I know I think that kind of information should be in the Blender site very big. Like, okay, if you create add-ons, the people will be able to share those add-ons. So go and do it, but beware of that, and I think that there is no so much information about that. That's what I
Yeah.
think. But let's go to another.
But also like, uh, I know not everyone's in the same boat, but like these add-ons are well worth the money, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. I mean, they are,
like
but
for all the functionalities they and stuff and like the quality of life that they improve in Blender, I think they're well worth the money.
yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but as a counterpoint, I can say, okay, yeah, Blender also worth the money, but we are all download Blender for free. I mean, even the people who are not giving money to the fund, or to the foundation, or to the cloud. I mean, the idea of the code being free to share and the public. I mean, I think that there is something like a philosophy issue behind. I don't think that the people who share the add-on is doing it because something about the philosophy of sharing is more like taking advantage of that kind of thing to get the add-on. Um, but nevertheless, it should be better advertised that you can't lose money making add-ons. That's what I'm saying. But again, support the artists, support the guys who create add-ons, because those are the guys who make the software much better, right? I mean, you can see my add-on list. There are a lot of add-ons, tick and click, because that kind of things add so much to the software. Okay,
Oh yeah,
Patrick
I
said, "Don't
use.
get me wrong. I agree, paid for the add-on. I hope people support Blender as well. It's an awesome software." Okay. So he's saying if you pay for the add-on, let's. I mean, also we have to say yeah and go and support the Blender Foundation. Yeah, of course, Patrick. Of course, I agree. People say Price will hate you. No, no, Andrew Price won't hate me. I like Andrew Price. I like all his courses, because people know that, as I told you before, I have something decided in my mind about the people who create tutorials, and that's also a question that I have. What do you think about the diffusion of techniques? I mean, anyone can open a channel and show how they work techniques, or or you should be like an expert, or
Huh?
you should be like an expert to share the techniques, or you can share techniques. Uh, I mean, let me rephrase. Let's say that you're starting working with 3D, and you like 3D, and then you like to share your expertise to the guys who follow you, but you're not an expert on that matter. So it will be harmful for the people who follow you to start seeing how you do things, because you are not an expert and there is a chance you could do things wrong. How do you think about that, and what do you think about that?
Uh, I'm not an industry artist. I don't make stuff for games or movies. So if you're looking to follow me for advice on how to make perfect models for games and movies, then I'm not the person to follow, because I don't have expertise in that at all. And I don't know. I think people should share information as much as possible, and just I don't know. It's a confusing question. I'm not an expert in very much. I don't think I'm very much of an expert in anything. So when I share tips and tutorials and stuff, like it's more of my workflow, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I
And just
think the
how
same.
I approach a problem. That shouldn't be taken as the end all be all. Like if you put a tip or a tutorial out there, that's just one way to approach a problem.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So because the thing is, let's say you have 2 million of people following you. I mean, that will bring a big
Two
responsibility.
million?
Yeah, 2 million, 2 million.
2 million? I don't think anyone has that many followers.
Okay,
What?
but this Blendcast is very famous, so maybe after this Blendcast, you will jump,
Yes.
to 1.5 million. Let's say 1.5 million,
Okay.
and
1.5 million. Yeah.
that's reachable, right? Okay, so that will bring you a bit of responsibility on what you say about how to approach the problem. So that's where the question comes. I mean, if you have so many people following you, don't you have to be a little bit responsible of what you say, and maybe learn a lot about the, the topic you are about to diffuse to 1.5 million of people? That's the question. Maybe that I want to ask.
I guess so. If I had 1.5 million people, I probably wouldn't say anything. That's too many eyes.
Yeah,
That's too many
yeah,
eyes for one person. I don't want to be famous.
yeah. That's right.
I just
Yeah,
want to be an artist.
yeah. Well, that answers a lot. I mean, that's a big reply. Okay, Pablo Kles says, "Let's talk about art, guys." Yes, let's talk about art. I like that.
Yes. I am an artist.
What do you think? What do you think about the how can I say it? These framing guidelines? Like I don't know the rule of thirds or the golden radio. I mean, do you usually use those kind of guidance in your camera and of those kind of composition guidelines in your artwork, or you don't use it?
Uh, I don't think it's something that I consciously think about necessarily. Uh, I mean, learning all that stuff is great, but uh, I suppose just like looking at more good artwork that you like is more important. If that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
like you can't apply the rule of thirds to every artwork, or it would just like everything would look stale and the same. Like composition rules are good to learn, but you can make artwork. You shouldn't stay with them necessarily.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
yeah,
Like they're
yeah. I
good.
mean, you need to
They're
know.
guides. They're
y-
not solid rules.
Yeah, you need to know. You need to know them. You need to learn them, and then you cannot use them. I mean, you can bend the rules, of course, but it's a good thing to learn those kind of things. I think.
Yeah, and I mean it's just art. It's not a science. It's like if you think that looks good, then yeah, just ask other people if they think that looks good.
It probably
That
does.
it probably looks good.
Okay. Another question: do you work with reference images during your process, or only at the beginning to have the inspiration spark? That's a good question. That's the
Uh,
last question. Also, we are about to reach the hour, and so what do you think? Do you work with references images during the process, or just look at the like at the glance, and then you go by yourself?
no, I can't look at a glance and go by myself. I look at a lot of reference. Before I start a project, I look at a ton of reference. Sometimes reference that doesn't even apply to the project necessarily. Like sometimes I'll just stick a photo in there that's just like cool lighting through like a forest or something, and I'm making a robot or something. Yeah, I use a lot of reference. I always have to be looking at something, and like and I'll come up with an idea when I'm just like I'll come up with an idea usually just like on my own, but then to execute it, I have a vision in my head of what I want like this artwork to look like, right? I have like an end goal, but all the details are kind of fuzzy, you know? And so I use a lot of references to like fill in those details almost.
Are
That
you
makes
using the
sense.
PureRef software?
Yeah,
Yeah.
PureRef, amazing software.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I always recommend whoever is looking that use PureRef. It's a great software. It's a great tool. And now this is the last question, but it was already answered. She always used Blender from the beginning, or before she used Maya. No, she always used Blender, for what I understood, right?
Yeah, I'm a Blender user. I should probably use other software though. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna learn more software,
Do you have
other
something to
software.
say for the people who want to start making hard surfaces? Otherwise,
Uh,
than he should buy the add-ons, hard ops, and decal machines. Otherwise,
no, you don't need the add-ons to make robots. Just think of it more as like because you can make robots like mine without the add-ons.
okay.
The add-ons are just there to save you time, you know, and like speed up the workflow. And the you know, and so the add-ons are an end to a means, but you can still do everything in Blender, you know. But if you want to start hard surface, yeah, just do it. Yeah. Just start making robots. Just start making like cool little boxes, cool little crates, cool little sci-fi corridors. Like a lot of people like sci-fi. There's a lot of sci-fi art out there. Sci-fi movies, just to draw inspiration from, and yeah.
Yeah, I agree on
Yeah.
that. Just check a lot of art and go there and dive into ArtStation or whatever the forum you like and go and scroll a lot of art. You will find all the inspiration you
Yeah.
need and you can start working.
If you're like into like sci-fi already, then you should definitely do hard surface. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great advice. Rachel, let me thank you a lot for the time you took for this blendcast. I'm sorry for all the fussy words and the fussy terms that I provide to you, but you were great, and I could be more thankful and for
Yeah.
you to make it.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure,
Yeah, it
my
was a lot of
pleasure.
fun.
Great. It was a lot of fun from me. It was a pleasure also. So, guys, if you are there, thanks for following this Blendcast. I don't know if I will be doing another one. This was a great experience. I'm afraid that the next one it could be not such a good experience like this, but who knows? Maybe yes. James Candy, if you are seeing this, I know
Oh,
that
hey James.
yeah, I know that maybe I will speak to you for a second episode of this English podcast. So Rachel, again, thanks a lot, and I will leave all your links in the bottom of this and below this video, so you can access to her Twitter, her station, her gumroad, and everything else. Rachel, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.